I want to go back. He wants to go back. I want to go back to the farm. Go back far away from home, with a milk pail on my arm. I miss the rooster, the one that used to wake me up at 4 a.m. down on the farm.
I'm Scott Bame. They call me the old farmer. I'm sorry to do a video of this quality right now, but I'm getting a little concerned about what I'm seeing with this coronavirus. Not with the coronavirus itself. I'm concerned with what people are doing. They're overreacting. I've been following what the CDC is saying, and they are being very careful in case anything changes, in case there's a mutation within the coronavirus. But at this particular time, they haven't said it, but in essence, it's the flu, folks. As far as we're concerned, it's the flu. Pick up the stuff that you want when you're sick. If you want a hot toddy, get the stuff for a hot toddy. If you're NyQuil, get the NyQuil. In case it goes down on the chest, if it stays on your head, then eat spicy Chinese food so your nose and eyes run for 20 minutes. They'll clear out your sinuses. But stock up on the foods that you want if you're going to be in bed for 2 or 3 days. It's as simple as that. It's no big deal, other than nobody wants to get the flu. It's not a plague. It's none of this stuff. It's just that it's new, and the CDC wants to be very careful. But if you translate their medical words and how they're speaking precisely into conversation, it's basically the flu. Here's the big difference as far as we're concerned about it. As I'm not a doctor, but growing up on the farm, you do learn a little bit about taking care of animals and such. As far as we're concerned, it's the flu. The virus will stay alive on surfaces for 5 days rather than the hours that are more typical for the flu. So do the flu things that you would normally do. If you're going to cough or sneeze, do it in your belly button or in your elbow, whatever. Don't spread it around. Be paranoid and wash your hands as if you're Howard Hughes. Unbelievably so. Wash them all the time. And don't touch your face until you wash your hands. The exception is if you want to take off your shoes and socks, you don't have to wash your feet, but you can rub your nose with your big toe if you want to. But seriously though, folks, it's not anything to be concerned about, other than if you have a medical issue that the flu would come through and put your life in jeopardy. In that case, you want to be even closer to your medical team and remind them that you wouldn't do too good if you got the flu. More people have died so far from the flu than the coronavirus. And in the United States, one very old person who was in a healthcare facility, has passed away as of the last time I looked at the CDC. So wash your hands. There are some preventative things that you can do besides washing your hands and not touching your face. If you're not around people a lot, like a teacher or a doctor, or you work in a store or something where you pick up the antibiotics, you might want to throw a mask on. But it's a disposable mask. Just put it on to kind of keep the water vapors from entering your nose and such like that. But you don't even really have to do that. If you're around someone that's coughing and sneezing, leave. Don't be around them. Check this with your medical team to see if it's okay to take a couple of the mega vitamins, the daily mega vitamins. Check to see if it's okay to increase your vitamin C or The way that my doctor says for me with vitamin D is 1,000 units in the summertime, 2,000 units in the wintertime per day. But remember, it's fat soluble. You have to check with your doctor. That's based upon my weight, my fat content of what I carry in fat. And so there's formulas that they use to optimize vitamin D to a person's weight. That's not just, it's not like vitamin C where you can eat them like M&Ms and not worry about it. No, you could kill yourself if you take too much vitamin D. That's why you check with your doctor on them. Eat more natural foods. Take some moringa if you've got that. Just do the common sense things. If you're the type of person who likes a hot toddy, get a hot get the fixings for a hot toddy. If you're a NyQuil person, get NyQuil. If you catch it, think of it that you're going to be down for a few days like you would with the flu, and take your favorite symptomatic medications and watch Fantasia, your own version of it, on the ceiling as you kind of doze off on it. Maybe pick up a couple of audiobooks to listen to while you're in bed, or a printed book. It's not a big deal. I would advise that if you go into a restaurant, look around and see if the help is in good shape. If you can't see everybody, then ask the waitress, is there anybody in the kitchen who is showing that they got coughs and sniffles or some such thing. And, don't panic on it. Don't panic any more than you would with flu. Pick up your favorite convenient foods, whether you like some soup. Mrs. Old Farmer happens to like Campbell's chicken noodle soup when she's under the weather. So we got a few cans of that for her. We got some broth. We're not stocking water because we have a well and a standby generator, so we're okay. We got enough food. So if we can't get out for the next couple of weeks because we just don't feel up to it, again, with the flu, for you and me, we need to stop saying coronavirus and say flu. Treat it like the flu. Don't treat it like the plague. Treat it like the flu. That's what it is. For you and me, it's the flu. For the doctors and the medical people, it's a coronavirus. Okay? That's the way to think about it. And if you keep that in mind, you will be okay. You don't need to have 10,000 pounds of food in the house this week. But it wouldn't hurt to go out and get a couple of weeks' worth of food. Because you may feel like you want real food again if you get this, and just not up going to the grocery store. But you don't need to buy as if the world is ending tomorrow. It isn't. In fact, our local Costco said there were lines buying out all the water. Really? It's no big deal. If you want to pick up a couple of gallons of water, fine. Pick up a couple of gallons of water. You don't need to buy out the store on it. Save some water yourself. Fill some old milk jugs. Rinse them out and fill a milk jug up. Fill your bathtub up if you're really concerned about it. But the real prepper who preps does so in a piecemeal way. They either go to a company and buy 1 or 2 pails of food every so often, once or twice a month. Or if they're doing it locally and not going through one of the freeze-dried places, they might be, when they're picking up soup, they might pick up a half a case of soup and set it on the shelf. That type of thing. They're not buying the store out. That's what the real preppers are doing. And for those who don't know about prepping and stuff, just get the stuff to get you through the flu, okay? And a few days afterwards when you start feeling good. And if you do that, you're going to be in good shape. Are you going to feel miserable if you get it? I imagine so. I haven't had it, so I can't tell you. But from everything that we're hearing, it's just basically the flu. The health conditions in China are different than in the United States. 23 cases of coronavirus in the United States, 1 death. I'd be more concerned about the flu than I would about this thing. But that's not saying you poo-poo it off. You follow what's going on in the news and take it with a grain of salt. If you find out it's come into your state and there's 10,000 people dead, yeah, you're going to sit there and you're going to do things differently. But for what we're looking at now, there's no reason to do anything other than the common sense things that you would do for the flu. Because you and I would not be able to tell the difference whether it's the flu or the coronavirus. I hope this has settled your mind a little bit. Relax. Listen to the news, but take it with a grain of salt. They want you to be watching a lot more of their broadcasts or listening to their broadcasts, or they want you to buy more of the newspapers or whatever. Their job is selling news to you in one way or the other. And so they're going to do things that will make you tune in. Just keep track of it. That's all you have to do. Don't panic. And you'll be okay. I hope this has helped. This is the old farmer, Scott Bain, saying, and I really mean this, be well. But it takes common sense to do so, okay? We'll see you next time.